powerful things to say. And they joined Maria Taylor in a players-only conversation, and Maria is with us now. And Maria, it's very compelling theater to be able to hear these players talk about the things they've experienced and what they hope to change.
And Reese, as we all know, unprecedented times can lead to unprecedented progress. And I think that's something that every single player that attended the players-only meeting wanted to express. We got on a Zoom call at 9 o'clock Eastern. Darian Rencher was coming from practice. Some guys like Dylan Bowles, he didn't have practice because obviously he doesn't know if he'll have a season. But we spoke for an hour and a half about all of the issues they're facing as student athletes and the fact that they don't only want to lead the charge on Saturdays, but they want to be a voice in their communities for change and social justice every single day. Listen to their voice. Please feel free to jump in and have those conversations. I know a lot of you guys know each other. Y'all have formed coalitions together. You've been in these conversations, and we're just here to dissect them a bit and help the world kind of understand what you guys have been going through, how you feel, how you guys have been acting as social justice activists on your campus and throughout your community.
I met a lot of these guys throughout the past month or so, whether in group chats, group meetings, group messages. I feel like just the unity has come through college football. Probably it's been needed more than ever before. We probably should have did it before this. But it's been cool to see the opportunity, this moment, kind of bring a lot of guys together.
Yeah, it's really been remarkable, honestly, just to see us all come together in unprecedented times, and really it's historical what we've accomplished as a player group, and we'll continue to keep making those pushes. I think it's something that's needed to happen for a long time. We've already had so many great things that have arisen out of that.
Trey, I'm seeing you organize protests. I'm seeing you grab the megaphone and have conversations. Why has it changed now? Why do you guys feel comfortable having these conversations, using the megaphone, using the platform of student athlete at the various universities that you're at to say the things you're saying?
I think the biggest thing for me is, during the protests that I had recently, I've had numerous amount of people come up to me saying, hey man, what you said was great, it inspired me.
We're not here for pity. We're not here for sorrow. We don't want you feeling bad or remorseful for it. We just want respect, equality, and justice. That's all we want. That's all we ever want.
You changed my day, you changed my life, man. The words you express. And for me, that's a win. Because ultimately, I'm trying to help inspire people. I'm trying to help people in any way, any facet that I can.
Really now we're at the point in that conversation where, people who aren't Black and African American, they really need to acknowledge, the fact of the reality that, there is a massive systematic injustice going on now in our country that needs to be remedied and has to be rectified by, real action. And there is a difference between ignorance and negligence. And it's okay to not know, but once you do know and you understand the facts and you do witness what's going on in our country and you choose not to do something about it, then I think that's really the core issue.
I know Trayvon Martin, that was the first time I really experienced that the system was against me or against us as Black people, and then from that point, all the little microaggressions that, people were saying and doing towards me became really apparent. When I'm walking around campus, I could have, a Nike hoodie on, Nike sweatpants, Jordans, not affiliated with Michigan, and someone will come up to me and ask me oh, do you play football or basketball? I can't just be, a Black kid in college, there for academics. And when people would say, oh, you're pretty articulate for a Black kid, it's just one of those things where you really start seeing that there are all these things you have to deal with and think about that are in the back of your head that you just know white people don't have to think about.
For me, it's don't even look like a stereotype. Don't sag, wear your hair a certain way. All these things where your parents just want you to win so bad, they teach you how to beat the system in a sense.
I learned how to live a double life, basically. Being Marvin at school and going home being Big Ball. You learn how to be that two different person, that different personality. It's like living a double life. It was different. It was learn how to just survive. Just learn, like Dad said, learn how to survive and be twice as better.
One of the things I learned was that football made you safe. And it sucks to say, but I figured out early on that because you play football and you wear this when you're driving, so we always try to wear at least a piece of clothing that has our college on it. So when you get pulled over, the cop can recognize that and maybe that might save your life that day. So cops here, they find out you play for Texas, You know what I'm saying? That might give you a pass. It might take it easy on you. They find out that your name is what it is and that you're playing on Friday nights and Saturday nights. So we have to realize that there are a lot of kids in the community that don't have this, and they're scared for their lives, and they have to live yes sir, no sir, hands on the steering wheel, hoodie down, earrings out if possible, you know, and that's just uncomfortable. So that's what we're having to advocate for. We're having to do these things so that those kids don't have to go through that sometime in their life.
God forbid, you know, something happens to me and I'm a victim of police brutality. You know, Michigan fans are gonna, you know, be outraged and all that. But if I was just, you know, Hunter Reynolds, the econ major who, you know, didn't play a sport and something happened to me, would it be, oh, you know, we're outraged because, you know, this tragic event happened, or are we gonna try and, you know, find things in his past to kind of, you know, take away some of the consequences from the officers who did it? Where, you know, the voice for the voiceless right now, but, you know, before this we were voiceless, and you know, it's probably not going to be too long down the road until the voice and the platform we have isn't the same as it is now.
That's why I take so much offense to shut up and play, because after this, I'm going to have to step into the real world, away from this cocoon I've been in, which is the university, and like what's going to happen then. We have to take a stand now to build protection for us, and maybe not us, maybe our kids further down. Like, we have to think about the generations coming through, and we have to stand now.
I mean, 2012 was Trayvon Martin. 2020 is George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery. The list goes on. You guys are fighting for change. What does progress look like to you?
I think for me, it's just continue to educate myself and educate, you know, my peers that don't know any better, and then to motivate the youth and, you know, the generations that come after me, so that they continue to fight. And, you know, just like our parents are motivated by, you know, their generation ahead of them, and they're motivating us. So I think that would be a victory for me.
I'll just ask y'all, just as we go going forward, that we reach back to these youth and just teach them different things about racism and social injustice, and really start having that early impact on them, and then showing them massive faces with names and different things like that, being inspiration to them. I feel like that would be one of the biggest things that we can do moving forward.
It's easy to ignore the little things, the little accomplishments, and it makes you feel small, because it's easy to say, oh, I feel so little. I feel like what I'm doing is not making any change. It's not, I'm doing this, and then I turn around and I look in the news and somebody got shot 7 times in the back, you know? So it's like, it makes you feel small, but you got to keep acknowledging the little things you are doing, the little changes you're making, and just keep moving forward.
You know, in the 1960s, we had, you know, the civil rights protests and the whole movement. And I think right now, and I don't think it should be twisted or misunderstood, I think we're undergoing a historic moment in which this is another civil rights movement. You know, it's going to be small steps. It's not something that's going to be handled, you know, as quickly as we want it to happen, but it's going to be the small but progressive victories as we keep, you know, making something that's more equitable and fair for everybody in our country.
Change isn't for the chosen few, but those who choose to. We need everybody, like whether you're a politician or you're somebody that you think your job is just the lowliest jobs of lowly. But use what you have, because it really will make a difference. And I think as we collectively, as a country, as student athletes, as people, like, I think the goal is to unify. We can. I think that's the way we make this thing better.
I hope that you guys keep this up. I appreciate your time, because this never happened. This has never happened in the history of College Game Day. Y'all all got together. We got the whole Power 5 on a Zoom, and we had a conversation about things that I've never thought we'd be able to have a conversation about. So we appreciate y'all, seriously, for coming through.
Thank you. Thank you, guys, everybody.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all.
Thank you guys for having us.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye. See
See
ya.
ya.